The MoneroTopia guest segment is sponsored by Cake Wallet. Store, send, receive, and exchange your Monero and Bitcoin safely on iOS and Android too. Cake Wallet is open source, and you always control your own keys.
All right, what's going on, man? What's going on?
Hey,
Milan.
nice to be here. It's fun
Mi-
to see the sponsored by Cake Wallet segment. We quite like cake as well, so that's a good start.
oh yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys are integrated into Cake,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they were the sort of first integration that we had, kind of. So we're very grateful to them.
When did they add you?
Ooh, quite a while ago now. I would say somewhere like September last year, maybe even earlier. We were quite small at the time when they integrated us, so they kind of took a bit of a leap of faith on us. So we were super happy with it. It was the first real sort of validation that we had, I think.
Yeah, I often say how like this is an idea I was it was when I first started using ChatGPT when we all did, like it kind of happened overnight, right? Me being somebody who's aware of my data and privacy, I was like, oh man, this would be the perfect use case, right? Like everybody's access is going to be accessing these AI LLMs, right? They're going to be asking it all sorts of personal questions. Wouldn't it be nice if you could access one privately? You could send a little Monero, and you don't have to create any account. Yeah, you ask it your questions, and you go away, and it doesn't track your data. It doesn't know who you are. It's kind of the perfect fit for what crypto does and what AI is. So
Yeah.
kudos to you for actually getting on. I had actually tried. I had teamed up with somebody and I tried to get them to build something, but didn't happen. I guess
Yeah.
in retrospect, it would have been better like putting the word out to see who would be interested in working on a project like that. But you guys ran with the ball. How did it all start? Are you the person that started it?
Yeah, so very randomly, like you, I was playing around with ChatGPT and thinking, okay, this is really cool. Not even just from a privacy perspective, but I wanted to give more people access to it because,
Mm-hmm.
especially at the start, you had to have the subscription to be able to even access it.
Yes,
So I wanted
exactly.
to like also give people who didn't want to spend $20 a month to also let them like try it out. So I built like this very simple Telegram bot, which at the time, I didn't even know how to program and whatever. I just sort of thought it was a fun project. And then my co-founder Huggy reached out to me on Twitter actually, um, and told me like, "Hey, this is really cool. I think this could really become something, but I think we need to turn this into a website because many people don't like using it through Telegram. Many people don't know Telegram, and we were like, okay, let's try it and let's see where it goes. And it started very simple with just ChatGPT at the time, and now it's grown into an actual business, the full-time thing that both of us are focused on. So yeah, it's been fun building it, and it started from just being like, okay, this is cool. Let's see what we can do with it. So yeah,
Fantastic. And how's it going in terms of growth, usage?
like really well, to be honest. Way better than I expected. It's like I said, it's full time for both of us now. We make enough from this to be able to pay ourselves salaries,
Oh, that's amazing.
which is just it's yeah, that's sort of a nice threshold to
Yeah.
reach, I think. And it's nice because both of us really like building this project, but at the same time, you need to make some money, right? Like otherwise, we could do it in our free time, of course, but still, you would need to make money some other way. And now it's just we can fully focus on this, keep improving it, keep making it better. And so far, growth has just been really good. To be honest, it's still growing incredibly quickly. We're completely bootstrapped, self-funded. We don't have any investment or whatever. And at this point, we don't need investment because we're like making enough money that we can just start reinvesting. So yeah, it's good times.
That's awesome. Yeah, explain to us a little bit more. Like, you could share your screen too if you want to bring it up. If you want to show us stuff.
Yes, always dangerous. Let's see what I have open.
So honestly,
How?
I haven't tried it. I haven't tried it out yet. Um,
Oh no.
yeah, I've seen it in
Okay.
Cake. So I'll be honest. I still use ChatGPT, but I
No
will
worries.
be, now that it does seem convenient enough. So is it that you have to send Monero for each prompt or whatever crypto for each prompt that you're asking? How does it work?
So you can send in as little as 10 cents and we just add it to your balance.
Hmm.
We experimented with like paying for every prompt, but honestly, it's not really good UX.
Yeah.
So it's just you can deposit like tiny bits, literally 10 cents, and then you can like it gets deducted from your balance. Let me
Okay.
see actually if I can present my screen. Yeah, okay. And I need to give permission everywhere. Brave, there we go. But essentially, you send in as little as you like. And okay, I have to see if this works. New tab, there we go. Yeah, I think I'm now sharing this screen, right?
Oh yeah. Let me bring it up.
Okay. So it's super simple. Essentially, when new users arrive, you see this screen. Usually, you land on the free model. And then it's as simple as going, what is Monero? And you start messaging. So this is just very simple ChatGPT like, right? I think.
Hmm.
Um, but also we just have literally every model you can think of. So
Okay.
Gemini, Claude, OpenAI, including the O3 Pro one, which is like the
Oh,
new
that's super
model that you
cool.
can only. Yeah. So normally you pay like $200 a month, I think it is now, to be able to access this model. On our service, it's like I don't know exactly how expensive it is. It is quite an expensive model. So it might be like 20 or 50 cents for a single
Hmm.
prompt. But yeah, people can try it out and see like how useful it is. So anyway, we just have every model that you can think of. So like the big ones, but we have literally 200 plus. We have ones that are like uncensored specifically, so they don't have any sort of the typical, I cannot help you with this because blah blah blah. All of that has been removed from the models. And recently we added, where is it? TEE models, which are extremely private models. They are run on like a secure enclave, it's called, so that no one can see the prompt that you're asking. It's like verifiably private, which it's very new. We're still mostly testing it ourselves as well, but it's like the most private way that you can access AI models online. So yeah, that's kind of what we've built. And then that's the sort of very simple chat interface, but you can also generate like images. So you can just go like image and use, again, any model that you can think of and be like, I don't know, a beautiful sunset over MoneroTopia. And then it will, first thing that came to mind, I'm jealous I cannot be there. Uh, and then it will think for a few seconds and generate an
Maybe we
image.
get you to come to the one in February in Mexico. That'd be
I
cool.
know. So I think was it last year? I was actually close to it, but then
Yeah,
I
I think we were trying
couldn't
to get you to
come.
come, right? Last year?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, but I was traveling South America with my girlfriend, and we
Okay.
were starting in February, so she would have been quite pissed off. Uh,
Well, dude,
okay, so
this is more amazing than I even thought it was. The fact that you have all the different models built into it, and so first step would be like, so obviously there's like no real. Well, I guess you have to create an account, but you do it obviously anonymously, right?
yeah, so
So like,
there's no need to actually create an account. So if you make a
what?
new, like I can
But you got to
start
fill
a
up
new
like a
session.
balance, though, right? How's it track your
Yes.
balance if you don't have an account? Go ahead.
So we use what Molvad has,
Mm-hmm.
which is like a unique user ID,
Okay.
which is just randomly generated, and you can just keep using that. And like if you store it, you can always re-log in with that unique user ID.
So cool.
Of course, we also have like login via email or via like Google, whatever, because we don't cater just to like Monero and crypto. We also have a lot of people who just use credit card and they just want to have it as simple as possible, really. But actually, I can, if I go to
That's
make a
funny. You have a lot of
new,
people using this that are using so a lot of people are just getting value at the fact that you've brought in all these LLMs into one
yeah,
place for people can can use it.
Yeah, so
'Cause
so this is actually, now I made a new account, right? So it's you don't need to do any sign up or whatever. I can just you can see what your unique user ID is, and you can just store that and just start using it. And then getting started, like adding balance, I'll do it with Nano.
what
So you
is
just
the
send in.
most used crypto? What crypto are people using the most?
Since last month, it's Monero.
All
So
right. I mean,
yeah,
which
yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense because you're built in the cake, right? So it's like a lot of people are going to be
Well, yeah, we've been
discovering it.
built into Cake for quite a while, but so
Yeah.
before it was always Nano, because obviously NanoGPT, right? So Nano, like we put Nano quite front and center. We like Nano, but yeah, Monero is just growing incredibly
Yeah, I mean,
quick.
I think I was even
Uh,
talking to you guys when you first launched because I think you were Nano only, right, and everything,
yeah,
right?
yeah. At the start, we were Nano
Yeah.
only, and you could like use a swap to add funds. Actually, let me just send in the Nano just so I can demonstrate. Like it's super easy. Just add some funds, and then you can get started immediately. So send.
Come on, use
Uh,
Monero, bro. It's MoneroTopia.
yeah. So okay, my Monero wallet is not working well at the moment
Oh
because I
shit,
don't.
Nano's easy
Yeah,
to use. It's easy to
yeah.
use.
I'm really sorry. But so anyways, you add some balance, and then you can do like audio, video, text, whatever. I won't demonstrate it anymore. I think you get the point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we started Nano
It's
only.
beautifully made, awesome UX. Seems very seamless.
Thanks.
So for somebody who's using this versus using like ChatGPT, what value? It's versus like saying have a ChatGPT subscription versus using this. Do you
Yeah.
end up spending a lot more money going this? Like just being honest, is it like you probably, is it
So
just as affordable
it depends
or
how
not
much you
affordable?
use it. So for example, if I check ChatGPT, the average prompt costs, I don't know how small it is on the screen, costs about 2 cents for a
Right. So it
prompt,
depends how
which is the
much.
average.
Right.
So
So if you're a
if you
super power
do,
user, it might make more like
yes,
you'd probably save money with the subscription on ChatGPT
yeah,
versus
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you do have the downside of the privacy, of course, and sort of we have the advantage of being able to offer every single model because ChatGPT is pretty nice, but for some situations, it's not the best model for most situations actually nowadays. Um, so then you can just use whatever model is the best, or you can use the auto model where we automatically route to the best model for your query. So for code, it might be like Gemini 2.5, or I don't know, storytelling, it might be Claude, or I don't, a very uncensored questions or not suitable for work questions, we might use an uncensored model. So that's one advantage. But yeah, essentially, if you're comparing cost, you have to check how much you use it. So if you do, I think it's like 1,000 queries or less per month on ChatGPT, then on average we will be cheaper. If you do
Okay.
more, then on average we're more expensive.
1,000 per month. Yeah. Yeah. That could
Yeah.
stack up pretty fast in this day and age, right? You're sitting there.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. So for me, it's kind of many people also ask like against the free ChatGPT, like how does it compare? And for me, I like free, but at the same time, the way we kind of build our website using our website, and then whenever you do queries, you kind of want to use the very best model every time. And if you use like free ChatGPT, you usually don't get the very best model, or you have like
yeah.
very low rate limits. So
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me at
Yeah.
this point, it's like I'll gladly spend 5 cents to talk to like a PhD level, whatever researcher on the subject I'm interested in. But yeah, I guess it depends for everyone, right? Whatever your preference is.
Big booty Latina tipped $1. How does your privacy stack up against Venice.ai?
So Venice, the big difference between us and Venice is Venice only does open source models. And with open source models, you can either run your own models or like use providers that promise they have no logging. We know the provider that Venice uses, or at least that they were using. We use the same for many of our open source models. So then the privacy is actually the same. But if you use, let's say, Gemini, then the prompt ends up getting sent to Google, right? Because there's no way we can run the model ourselves. So it has to go to Google at some point. And and you're kind of trusting in Google to not store your prompt indefinitely.
But
So
still, they're
that
storing
part
your
we,
prompt, but they don't know who you are, right? I
yeah,
mean,
exactly. Yeah, so in
as
that
long
case,
as you're
we're
not
like,
like paying for NanoGPT with your credit card or something. But even
well,
then,
even
it's
then, because we don't
yeah,
pass on that
yeah,
information
the data,
to,
yeah.
no, we just send the prompt that you send, nothing else.
Hmm.
So then it's still pretty private. But then if you use the TEE models that we have, like the ones that are listed in here in like private, I would argue those are actually more private than Venice's models, because in Venice's case, they run on like regular GPUs, like chips, whatever, and they say that they don't log, which they probably don't, but you kind of have to trust it in a way. With these TEE models, it's fully verifiable from start to end that there is no logging and no one that can see your prompt or alter it in any way. We have a blog post up about it, about these TEE models. I quite like the idea of them. It's super complicated to integrate. So I would say against Venice, we have like the well-known models. Your privacy there is worse than using the open source ones. We also offer the open source ones. There, our privacy is the same as on Venice. And then we have the TEE models, which I would say is better privacy than Venice. So I hope
Awesome, awesome.
that
So
answers.
yeah, so if you're using the open source models, it's the same as in terms of privacy as using Venice, right?
Yeah, honestly, we largely use the same provider, I'm pretty
Right.
sure, which is a no logging provider. We do not keep any logs ourselves. Everything is only stored locally on your device, which Venice also does, I believe. So there, it's like pretty much the same. Yeah, I quite like Venice, right? They also have to focus on privacy. I would say the big difference is with Venice, you have a subscription. With us, you just pay only for what you use. With Venice, you have the open source models. We try to just offer every single model that you can think of.
And yeah, so you store the information. So yeah, so like if I'm having a right, because with ChatGPT, it keeps track of all your past prompts and everything, and that could be quite, while not privacy preserving, that could be quite useful, right? Because now
Yeah.
it knows things you've talked about in the past. Is that preserved with NanoGPT if you're talking to one LLM, or no? That doesn't happen at
No,
all.
no. So within a single
Every
chat, like I
prompt
can,
is like a new is like you're starting from scratch.
yeah, or every conversation is at least. So
Yeah.
like within a single conversation, you can go like hi to Gemini, and then
Mm-hmm.
afterwards you can want to continue with, I don't know, Grok or something, or let's say Claude. Hi. So you can, like, if you switch between models in the same conversation, then they will know what was said earlier. But
Oh
if
yeah.
you start a new chat, then they have no clue.
Oh, but you can literally between during a conversation, you could switch to another model, and it still
Yeah,
knows. Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, because we send along the history. So when
Oh,
we send a message to Claude here, it gets like the hi that we sent, but it also gets this history. Um,
okay.
so if you
So
start a
you
new
could
chat,
effectively, if you start a chat, you could keep it going, and you can get that. You know, if you just had it on some certain theme, whatever, like your health, right? And
yeah,
you keep that chat going, and you ask it all your health questions. You're telling it about your personal health experiences. As long as you keep that chat open and going, it will keep track of all your prior
yeah, correct.
prompts
But as soon as
and
you
data.
open a new chat, nothing about that old chat gets like sent along. Um, so actually, I can demonstrate like generate. We also have like multi-model mode where you can query multiple models side by side in case you want to like compare their answers or compare an
Amazing.
older version to a newer one. So you can go like generate a random number to like all of the models. I'll expand it a bit so you can see all of them. So then you have like 4 different models saying 4 different numbers. And then you go, what number did you generate? And then they hopefully remember what they said. So DeepSeek said 42, chat said 57, whatever. But then as soon as you do a new chat and you go like, what random number did you generate? It will go, I can generate a random number, but it's a new conversation, so they don't know what they sort of generated in the past. So it's like you can send along as much context as you want. We try to like give you maximum privacy every time you do a new chat. It's completely new for the model. Nothing gets linked together. So yeah.
Shortwave is asking, with the free model, are you able to see questions we ask or prompts given?
No,
Free model.
we literally don't have a database where we would even store these. We literally do not ever see any of the questions, regardless of whether you use a free model, expensive, whatever. The free model is just, we offer it as a sort of intro so that people can try it out. It's usually not the best model that there is, but it's either very cheap for us to run or free, because sometimes providers give us like free access to a model as a sort of, because we become bigger and bigger users, they kind of want to convince us to use them, which is very nice. So then we can offer like a free model just to try it out with. So yeah, that's we never ever store or see the prompts.
Yeah, man, I love this idea. I just love it. I mean, it's great. I have to completely cut ties with the Chat GPT, just because, I mean, it is like, it is literally dystopia in the making, right? I mean, it knows freaking everything about you. And
to me, it's like nothing has gone wrong
with Palantir, with them teaming up with Palantir, right? It's game over. It's freaking game over.
Like, it's the ultimate honeypot, right? Because like what I use these models for, everything. It's like if they wanted to build a profile on me, they would know all my medical stuff, all my I don't know, relationship stuff, all my financial stuff. And like if you use ChatGPT, then presumably you pay in credit card. It's like linked to your own identity. I think they often give like difficulty if you use a VPN on ChatGPT. So they can link it to your IP.
They claim that you can delete all your data on ChatGPT.
No longer, actually. So if you, even on our website, we now have a warning on ChatGPT because so OpenAI, they had.
I just looked at it the other day. It was like I was going to delete my account, and it was like you could delete. Wow, so you can't delete your data?
Well, so they had a court order a few days ago, which forces them to store all of the conversations and prompts. I'm not exactly sure why. I think it was like a lawsuit from this copyright thing. But they're no longer allowed to just delete the prompts. They're kind of storing everything right now, as far as we can tell.
For a certain amount of time or something?
Well, indefinitely at the moment.
Indefinitely? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because of a court order that they had us do it? That's...
Yeah. Okay. So with all of the providers that we use, we request like maximum deletion, minimum retention, whatever. But with ChatGPT and the OpenAI models, we are now so unsure that we have like this warning. OpenAI may retain and use data sent to this model for training purposes, because like even with our maximum deletion and whatever requested, it seems like they can no longer actually adhere to what they say they're doing because of the court order. So use with caution, I guess.
Jack Mehoff tipped $1. Thank you, Jack. Thank you for all the tips, guys, in general. Very, very generous. And thanks for using ChatGPT. XMR Chat. Please, anybody who's trying to comment, please use it. xmrchat.com/MoneroTalk. You don't have to be as generous as these people. You can just send a few cents if you want to get your chat seen. But it's a great way to keep using Monero. This is nice since most people need access to LLMs nowadays, so Monero becomes valuable for everyone. Yeah, I mean, it's a great use case for Monero. It's a way to anonymously pay for privacy preserving ChatGPT, right? Privacy preserving AI.
It is.
So you can interact with your AI anonymously paying for it using Monero. It's a beautiful use case. I really do love it.
Thanks.
Neil is tipped $1.23. No offense, but the optimal server-side privacy way to run an LLM is by self-hosting. Good work on growing the Monero adoption. Wishing you the best.
I fully agree. If you like, the perfect privacy for these models is running it locally. That's the very best way, because it leaves your device, right? So if you check local llama on Reddit, they have like guides on how to set this up. The reason I think what we do is still valuable is, unfortunately, the open source models are not always the best. Like DeepSeek is the best open source model at the moment, but like in the rankings or in like the leaderboards, I think it's like 10th or something in rank. So it's good. If it's good enough for your purposes, then totally go for it. But if you want to use the best model, then unfortunately that's not always going to be an open source model. And also the open source models, I've tried running them. I have a pretty good laptop. And still I had to do like a smaller version of the model because my laptop couldn't handle the big one. And yeah, many people just don't have the sort of technical knowledge to set it up or the hardware to actually run it. So I fully agree, like use local models whenever possible, go for it. But yeah, I think that's not a sort of full solution yet anyway. Hopefully the open source models get better and at the same time smaller. I kind of think it's unlikely, to be honest.
Another question. Milan Hus tips 10 cents. Will NanoGPT ever get an app that you can just speak to?
So we are a progressive web app, which means we're not in the App Store or the Play Store because we don't really like the sort of stuff that they impose on us, and it's hard with crypto and whatever. So we can be installed. I'm not sure how to do it on all devices, but it's pretty easy on iOS and Android. I wrote up a post about it a while back. I'll repost it on our Twitter today for those interested. And that you can talk to. We actually added this yesterday, so you can do voice conversations. So you have real-time chat. Oh, my balance is too low on this one. And it's not very convenient to demonstrate it during a talk anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can do a real-time voice chat. It's not perfect yet, I think. Well, actually, it does work pretty well, but I want to add more models and we want to like improve it further. But you could already do this pretty easily. But the chat is a lot more expensive, to be honest. And I don't think it's that great, like doing the voice chat. But if you're interested, like give it a try at nanogpt.com/voice. As you can see, it's not in our sidebar anywhere yet because I don't feel it's good enough yet to release. So like be warned if you play around with it. It's fun, but it's not perfect yet. So
we have 230 live viewers. Guys, like, retweet. Let's get a bunch of more people in here.
By the way, you mentioned XMR Bazaar, or sorry, not XMR Bazaar, XMR Chat. So we have this earn page because we kind of want to grow the sort of like not just paying in crypto, but also earning crypto, right? So I was checking what we have in terms of Monero. We have XMR Chat listed here as a way to earn like crypto that you can use. Monero Market, XMR Bazaar.
Monero Market's done. You could take them down. They've closed down.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Okay. Man,
XMR Bazaar, obviously, yeah, we're going strong. XMR Bazaar is we'll continue on for sure. Monero Market, yeah, not sure what happened there.
Okay. If there are more suggestions for stuff to add, just anyone in the chat, like suggest it to us, please. We'd love to have more stuff there. You can do it anonymously. You can click suggestions here.
Okay.
And then just send in a message. It arrives straight in our Discord, like our developer Discord, so we can add it pretty quick.
And what is just the collection of ways that people can use crypto, or in general? Oh, yeah, just so to earning crypto.
Yeah. For all the ways, essentially, we want to have more people earning crypto and like using us with crypto. We prefer crypto payments over fiat payments. So for every crypto that we support, we try to add like ways that you can earn it, like small amounts, like. For example, mining Monero, it's a way that people earn small bits of Monero. There's ways that you can earn small bits of Nano. We just try to add whatever, and then people can sort of try and figure out ways to earn a bit of it.
Fantastic, man. What's your overall crypto take? Obviously, you're a Nano guy. Are you also a Monero guy? Give us a little bit of your crypto background and overall take.
I'm very much not a maximalist. So I've been in crypto since 2012. So started with Bitcoin, like I guess most of us. Didn't like the way it was going and how it shifted away its focus from actually being used for payments, and also had some doubts about its security and whatever. I think Nano solves those best, to be honest. So I'm most into Nano. It's also what we use as a store of value for our profits. But I am not against Monero in any way. We really like Monero. It feels like the sort of, I feel like anyone who's against Monero, it's hard to call yourself a crypto enthusiast just because it's a very pure sort of crypto. I feel like people who have Monero usually do it because they believe in using crypto for payments. So no, we really like Monero as well. We accept many different crypto. I can actually show it here.
So you're not holding your Monero as well? You're just holding your Nano?
We hold a little bit of Monero just because we swap it every once in a while, and Monero is used so much that we hold.
I'm
like
surprised you're not
bits of
holding
Monero.
it then, seeing that it's used that much. I think this will change. I think you'll start holding some of that Monero. That's my
Let's see.
prediction.
Let's see.
See, this
I
is why I
have
wanted to start my own version. I was gonna a strictly Monero version, but no.
yeah. It's kind of funny because we try to accept every crypto there is, but some we swap quicker than others.
Okay.
I won't go too deep into it. Like, okay, I'll say Dogecoin. We try not to hold for too long.
Okay.
We sometimes get paid in like Tether. Tether is gone immediately.
Okay.
But yeah, we try to not be maximalist. Like, if we support it, we try to make it the best integration possible. So I think also for Monero, we try to make it so that it's like quickly confirmed. We don't wait for like a ridiculous amount of confirmations. Wherever possible, we do zero confirmations, like BCH, Litecoin. They're all pretty quick. Bitcoin, of course, is not. It's not quick. It's been a bit of a pain in the ass because we keep having people reach out like, why am I not credited yet? And I'm like, well, you use Bitcoin and it's slow. But yeah.
Do you show the stats on the site of
We
usage per
have,
crypto?
let me see, we have our payment statistics. So you can see how the volume is distributed. We release them every month. And you can compare it to like previous months and whatever. So this is, I'm not very good at making graphs, as you can tell.
Yeah, a little hard to read.
I don't know if I can zoom. Oh, there you go. So it used to be Nano was by far the biggest, and now Monero, you can see this big peak here. It's just grown ridiculously quick. I think Monero usage like tripled in the past month or something. So yeah, we release statistics mostly because we want more people to accept crypto. And one of the things we noticed is it's hard to know what to prioritize because people like try and shill their coin, right? Like ours is really used most, whatever. And then we noticed like Solana and Ethereum chains, we thought they would be used a lot. And then we look at the statistics and it's like, no, it's like barely worth it.
Well, this is beautiful to see from a Monero. Yeah, so since you adding Monero, it's just been trending up. And then everything else, and obviously your Nano first, Nano's been going down against, and now Monero is the most as of May.
Yeah, so it's all relative values here, of course. So it's Nano didn't actually go down in usage. It's just
right. There's just more
ridiculously much that it's putting everything else to shame. But yeah, wow. It's funny to see. We didn't expect it to grow this quickly, to be honest.
Huh. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, you should consider diversifying, not just holding Nano, right? Just for your own,
Yeah.
Hold some Monero, guys. I mean, it's what the people are using. Keep it in your treasury.
It is very much what the people are using. So in that sense, I agree. But for me,
I mean, do you think Monero is not going to go up in price as much as Nano or in market cap, or what's your underlying thesis here? Why are you more?
So the underlying thesis, we also have a blog post like why we use Nano as our store of value. Essentially, I see many issues with many other crypto in terms of their long-term security, and unfortunately Monero included. I don't want to bash Monero too much.
No, it's okay, man. We take the bet. This is MoneroTopia, Monero Talk. We're we're very open to hearing criticism, and that's also
Yeah.
why I'd love to have you come to MoneroTopia if you can make it this year. Get you on stage. You could, have basically be the Nano rep, right? Because I do think it fits in. While Nano isn't going for privacy, it's trying to be digital cash, right?
Yeah, no, it's true. It's very
Yeah,
different use cases, I think. Like,
yeah.
I think most people, to be honest, in Nano also really like Monero because
Hmm.
it feels like it's a different niche, maybe, I guess. Monero or Nano is not aiming for the privacy that Monero has. And at the same time, both of them are really focused on payments. So yeah, um, no one dislikes Monero, I think, in Nano. And coming to I also wanted to come to Monero Con,
Yes.
but like I'm going to too many conferences and whatever lately, and I think my girlfriend is sort of
I know, and they're
uh,
kind of annoying and a waste of time. A lot of time,
requesting
right? Like they're
sometime.
they're fun in the moment, but it's like
Yeah,
I don't blame
I,
you. I don't blame you.
I
You
have
gotta
to
live
pick
your
my
your
battles.
life. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
we
it
went
is in
to
February. It's in February in Mexico
yeah
City. Yeah, so
yeah
maybe
yeah
by
yeah.
then you'll be ready to come on out
Also,
again.
I feel like Mexico City is an easy sell. Like she can
Yes.
come to Mexico City, enjoy herself.
Have you guys
No,
been to
we
Mexico City?
unfortunately yes.
Okay.
two
Okay.
years ago, 2 years ago, like shortly after the conference there.
Okay.
So again, terrible timing. It was for a wedding.
Oh, right,
But
right, right. Yeah. You're saying that. Okay.
about like being the Nano representative, we went to BCH Bliss recently, like the
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin Cash conference, and there I actually gave a talk on why I think most proof of work crypto, especially those with ASIC, like that are built on ASIC proof of work, have issues, and why they should consider switching to the sort of proof of stake that Nano does, which is not proof of
Mm-hmm.
stake, but like that was the easier explanation. So I
So
would be very willing.
that's your core thesis is that proof of work long term is flawed in terms of a security model versus proof of stake.
Yes, pretty much. I
Okay.
think it's way easier to attack a proof of work coin. In the case of BCH and BTC, you'd have to buy up a lot of ASICs, which is quite a high barrier. In the case of Monero, for me, it's kind of even more risky just because it's ASIC resistant, right? So you can use regular CPUs. So it would be possible in a way to attack Monero and not actually waste that much value. Like you don't break your ASICs. It's like CPUs that can be used again for other stuff afterwards. Um, I have long posts on this. I haven't done them in a while, but I think if you search my Twitter, if anyone wants to see the sort of long thread about it, if you search for, I guess, Monero, like on my profile, you'll find sort of the arguments. Um, but yeah,
Okay.
I'm not too fond of proof of work in a way.
There's some. Are you familiar with Xano? What do you think of Xano? The Xano team would agree with you, right? They're trying to move towards. They already are. They're hybrid proof of work, proof of stake. Andre, the lead dev, also one of the guys credited with creating CryptoNote, is a big supporter of the same concept, proof of stake, with relative to proof of work. He's even making a prediction that Monero will one day be proof of stake, which that blows my mind. But coming from
I
him,
agree.
I mean, I listen, right? I mean, he's a CryptoNote OG. I don't disregard what he's saying, but the Arctic minds and those people of Monero, they would certainly tell you otherwise. But yeah, are you
Yeah,
familiar with Xano and what they're trying to do with proof of stake,
I am
private proof of
familiar
stake?
with Xano since recently. So I went to ETH Dam, where they like a few of the Xano team were also there, and Cell was there, and then BCH Bliss Cell was also there. So talked to him a bit about Xano, but Xano, I don't know. But I haven't looked too deeply into it, to be honest. But I do think that also Monero and also BCH and also BTC, if they want to survive in the long run, I do think they're gonna move to proof of stake. And I think, to be honest, to a form of proof of stake that Nano does, which is sort of proof of stake without the rewards and without the locking up. But yeah, that's a whole more sort of technical talk, which I enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
but,
we could also maybe do a full Monero talk too, and we could get into the weeds on this topic and on Nano if you want to do that. I'm certainly open to do
I'd be
that as
down.
well.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
enjoy discussing that.
yeah.
That's one of the downsides of running this business now is, first of all, I don't have as much time anymore to look into the actual crypto stuff. So I used to just spend way too much time on crypto itself. And now, to be honest, it feels like I am doing more, or we are doing more with NanoGPT for crypto than I was with like my long posts and whatever.
Oh yeah.
But it is,
Dude, I
do miss
am
it.
like this is a dream come what you're working on right now in my mind is a dream, perfect product market fit. Like I said, from I remember having the eureka moment of how this would be a great thing. You brought it to fruition, so you should be extremely excited and grateful that you're at the forefront here, and you're doing a
Yeah.
great job too. Like it's not like you're doing a shitty version.
Yeah, thank you.
You're really nailing it.
Yeah, thank you. So, like, both of us are really enthusiastic about crypto, and I think both of us. That's why we love that we can do this full time now, because it feels like this is such a good showcase
Yeah.
of like, okay, actually use your crypto. Like, I've run into people at conferences that like have used our service, which is just insanely cool to like find out that there are real people using your service, and some people use our service as a demo for their crypto. So they go like
Oh
they send
wow.
them like,
Okay.
you probably
Yeah.
do this as well, right? You send someone like $1 in
Yeah.
Monero or something, and then people will go like, "Oh, that's so cool! Like, what can I do with it?" And like, unfortunately, usually the answer is like, "Well, what can you do with like $1 of a crypto?" And now people go like, "Well, like, look at NanoGPT.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
access every model there is, whatever."
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes me very proud if people use us as
And
like
everybody
a
needs
sort of
AI,
showcase.
right?
So,
We can pretend to ignore it, but
wait, sorry, my sound dropped.
yeah, no worries. I was gonna say, and everybody's gonna
Cannot
be
hear you
using
anymore.
AI
No clue
if not
why.
already.
Audio.
Oh, we lost you.
Oh,
You there?
I have to switch off my headphones, I think.
Okay. Do your thing. Do your thing. We have Monero GPT tip $1. Hold all Moneros, then use it for your own needs. Don't give it back to exchanges. Yeah, you know me, guy. I totally agree with that sentiment. I don't know. I think Milan. I think the team over there will start holding Monero more. Let's see, Mr. Wonderland.
Okay, I'm sort of back. I don't
Okay.
know if you can hear me.
Yeah, it works. It's not bad. Mr. Wonderland tip. Where can I? Oh,
I
somebody's
can't
asking
hear
where
you.
can
I
they
don't know
see the usage
why this is
statistics?
suddenly not working.
I hear you.
Audio.
I can hear you.
Say something?
Hello, hello. I can hear you.
I think I have to leave studio and come back or something. My sound just suddenly completely dropped out. I don't know why.
Okay,
Sorry.
no worries. We could go ahead and move on with the price report because I don't know how long it may take him to get back up, and maybe he can jump up on viewers on stage or something. We'll see. Oh, here he is.
I'm back. I can hear you. So sorry.
Oh, it works. Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
we could wrap up this segment anyway and move on to price report. But I do have some Mr. Wonderland saying where can he see those statistics? So it's in the app,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you go to nanogpt.com/blog, or like in the nav bar, you in the sort of menu on the left, you
And
can also
every
find
month you're tracking it. You're putting up the
every
new.
month. Yeah. Every month we post the previous month.
Super cool. And then Monero GPT tipped $1. Hold all Moneros, then use it for your own needs. Don't give it back to the exchanges.
We do this partially. We have some providers that accept one accepts Monero and some accept like other crypto, so we can swap our Monero and sort of spend it directly as crypto at least. We would love to see more accepting Monero or other crypto directly. But yeah, we do try to do this to the extent possible.
Yeah, man, come spend it on XMR Bazaar. I can see you could go rent a house in Italy. I saw somebody just posted, and up in the mountains over there in northern Italy. You could go live there for a few months.
No, we actually do try to use crypto like as much as we can. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, OpenAI and such don't actually accept Monero.
Oh
So
yeah, of course. Or Nano. Yeah,
yes,
I
yes,
assume.
yeah,
um, but yeah, I think we should do a Monero talk at some point. And yeah, obviously, if you can, we could talk offline. If we could get you down to MoneroTopia in February, Mexico City, we'd love to make that happen.
yeah.
Love to see what you're doing here. It is amazing. And Nano, I've always, for lack of a better way of phrasing it, ignored Nano. Just because, I was a Monero guy, most interested in what Monero was set out to do, which is to be private, fungible digital cash. Nano, I feel like, is more focused on being scalable digital cash, but not so concerned about the privacy aspect. In my mind, I see that as being critical to being a digital cash. I think Nano differs. I don't know. Does Nano have any intent on becoming more private?
It is sort of, many people in the community do want Nano to have like privacy as well. So in the long run, I think it will happen. I think so far the reason it hasn't is mostly regulatory sort of fear, I would say. So
Right, that's where the Monero bros would be like, yes,
yes.
you're
No, I agree.
you're
Right?
bending your knee to the regulators, and I tend to agree there, right? So I think that's where the projects differ, right? So
Yeah.
Monero's more dedicated at any cost, like right, like we don't care if the regulators don't like it.
Yeah. No, I agree. Monero
And
is
that's
the more hardcore privacy.
right.
And I think, to be honest, it's shifting in Nano more towards wanting privacy as well. But you're totally right. They're very different things. And if what you want is privacy, Nano is not the coin. But for payments, honestly, I'll send you like $1 after this talk. It's nothing beats using Nano. It's just so nice to use.
Yeah, it's like instant, right? It's instant.
Yeah,
It settles instantly. So that is super cool. All right, Milan, we will leave it at that. Guys, check it out. NanoGPT. I know I'm gonna start using it myself because I really do have to untether myself from the chat GPT before it gets too deep. I mean, it already knows so much about me. It is useful for things to have there and just be able to turn. I guess that's my last question. Usability. So is it as instant? Do you run into more scenarios, like situations where even if the internet connection is relatively good, that it takes perhaps more time to get responses?
Yeah, so not really. So it's quite funny because yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, there was this big internet outage where many websites like Cloudflare had issues, Google had issues, ChatGPT itself had issues, and we were not impacted at all, just because we sort of have, for every model, we also have fallbacks. So for ChatGPT, we can use OpenAI directly, or like Azure, which also hosts.
All right, so potentially it's more reliable and fast.
I would honestly say it's more reliable. Faster is not always like that. Depends on the day, sort of,
right,
and on the model as well. But the UX should be good. If it isn't, like, let us know what we need to improve. We work hard on this every day, so we love to hear what could be better.
All right, man. Congratulations on it. I think it's great. Guys, check it out. And we're super excited to see Monero is the most used. And I hope it continues to be. I mean, I see no reason why it wouldn't be unless Monero fails in some way. So thank you so much, Milan. And we'll be in touch. You're more than welcome to stick around for viewers on stage if people have questions. Otherwise, I'll catch up with you another time. And like I said, maybe we could have you on a full Monero talk.
I'll stay around and just listen. But thanks.
All right, buddy.